The 2002 Lady Soul Train Lady of Soul Award goes to
Rock the boat, Aaliyah!
Beyonce had her eyes on Aaliyah, and Aaliyah knew it. Right before her plane crash, she told those close to her, "If my plane goes down, Beyonce did it." At just 22, Aaliyah, the princess of R&B, had taken over the music world with a talent that was only growing stronger. Tune in, because what was found in the pilot system will leave you stunned. At the peak of her career, Aaliyah stood out as one of the brightest stars in R&B music. Often called the princess of R&B, her smooth, clear voice, a magnetic stage presence made her unforgettable. By the age of 22, she had already achieved incredible success, setting herself apart as one of the most talented female artists of her time. Her music influenced not only R&B but also pop and hip-hop, shaping the sound of an entire generation. Sadly, her promising life was tragically cut short when she died in a plane crash, a loss that was felt deeply not only in her hometown of Detroit but around the world. As details emerged, one shocking revelation would forever change the way we remember the final moments of Aaliyah's life. She was born on January 16, 1979 in Brooklyn, New York. From a young age, it was clear that music was part of who she was. Her mother, Diane, was a singer, and her father, Michael, supported the family by working as a factory manager. At the age of 5, the family moved to Detroit, where she grew up surrounded by music. Besides her love for singing, she was also passionate about dancing and acting. She performed in school plays and local events, which helped her develop her talents. One of her early standout moments was performing in a school production of the play Annie, where her dream to entertain really began to take shape. Family connections also played a big part in her journey. Her uncle, Barry Hankerson, owned Blackground Records and was once married to legendary singer Gladys Knight. These connections opened doors for her, but she still had to prove herself. When she was a teenager, she competed on Star Search, a popular talent show at the time. Although she didn't win, she didn't let that setback stop her. Instead, she stayed determined to follow her dreams. By the age of 11, she had a major breakthrough, performing with Gladys Knight in Las Vegas for 5 nights. This experience gave her a taste of the music industry and motivated her even more. Her dedication to her craft was clear early on. She continued to work hard, improving her vocal skills while staying focused on her education. In 1997, she graduated from Detroit Performing Arts High School with a perfect grade point average. Even though she was balancing school and her music career, she showed that hard work and discipline were important to her success. Her family remained a huge support system, encouraging her and making sure she received the proper training in both music and dance. This foundation helped her continue to grow as an artist. At the young age of 12, she signed her first record deal with Jive Records and Blackground Records. This partnership would launch her career. It was during this time that she began working with R. Kelly, who became her mentor and the lead producer for her debut album. In 1994, at just 14 years old, she released her first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. The album was a huge success, with the lead single Back and Forth climbing the charts. Her laid-back style and smooth vocals made her a favorite among music fans, and her career quickly began to take off. However, she faced some challenges along the way. One of the most talked about moments in her early career was her brief marriage to R. Kelly, which was later annulled due to her being underage at the time. This period of her life brought her a lot of media attention, but she didn't let it define her. She moved forward with her career, leaving Jive Records and signing with Atlantic Records. It was here that she started working with 2 other key figures in her career, Timbaland and Missy Elliott. This collaboration would mark a turning point in her music. Her first success was big, but her next step took her even higher. In 1996, she released her second album, One in a Million. This album was another huge success, selling millions of copies and earning multi-platinum status. The unique sound of the album, blending smooth R&B with hip-hop beats, set her apart from other artists and helped shape the direction of both genres. Songs like If Your Girl Only Knew and One in a Million became hits, and her reputation as an artist who pushed musical boundaries grew. Her work with Timbaland and Missy Elliott was especially groundbreaking, as their innovative approach to music introduced new styles that many artists would later follow. At this point, it's clear that her journey was one filled with both highs and challenges. Her determination and hard work helped her overcome obstacles and keep moving forward. Success was never handed to her easily, but she stayed focused on her goals. It's a reminder of how important it is to keep going, even when things don't go as planned. As her music career soared, she also began exploring acting. In the early 2000s, she starred in her first major film, Romeo Must Die, alongside martial arts star Jet Li. The film was a box office hit and allowed her to show her talents outside of music. Her growing fame in Hollywood opened up new opportunities for her, and she was already set to star in other movies, including the Matrix sequels. At the same time, she continued to influence fashion, with her iconic style of baggy pants, crop tops, and sunglasses setting trends for young people in the late 90s and early 2000s. She wasn't just a musician, but also a cultural icon. Despite her rising fame, she remained grounded and thankful for the people around her. She often spoke about how important her family, friends, and fans were to her, and she never lost sight of where she came from. This sense of humility made her even more beloved by those who worked with her and by her millions of fans.
The plane crash that killed a rising star in the world of music and film. Reaction today after Aaliyah and 8 others were killed when their plane went down.
Just as her career was reaching new heights, tragedy struck. On August 25, 2001, her life was cut short when the plane she was on crashed in the Bahamas. She was returning from filming a music video when the crash happened, eliminating her and 8 others on board. The loss of her was felt deeply around the world as fans and fellow artists mourned the passing of such a bright and talented young star. Her death marked the end of a career that had already achieved so much but had the potential for even more. Aaliyah's story reminds us how fragile life can be, even for someone who seemed unstoppable. Her influence didn't fade with her passing. Instead, her music continues to inspire and influence today's biggest stars. She left behind a legacy that will last for generations. Her contributions to R&B, pop, and hip-hop helped shape modern music, and her timeless sound is still appreciated today. Though she's no longer here, her impact is still felt. Her story is one of passion, talent, and resilience. She showed what it means to work hard for your dreams and never give up, no matter the challenges. Aaliyah may be gone, but her legacy will always remain. The artist, recognized for her remarkable talents in both music and film, had her career significantly shaped by the renowned music producer Timbaland. Her success was often attributed to their strong collaborative relationship. She valued the connection they shared, finding in him a kindred spirit who understood her musical strengths and encouraged innovation. This partnership yielded numerous hits, cementing her status as one of the most influential voices of her era. Through their collaboration, they explored new musical territories, each success building on the mutual respect and understanding that defined their work together. As her music soared, she started exploring new challenges. After releasing her second album, her career began to expand in new directions. She didn't just focus on music, she also took on new projects, like working on movie soundtracks. One of these was the animated film Anastasia in 1999. This project allowed her to show another side of her talent, proving she could contribute to both music and film. That same year, she took her first steps into acting by landing a major role in the movie Romeo Must Die. Taking on a role in Romeo Must Die was a big deal for her. It was her first acting job, and she took it seriously. To prepare for her scenes, especially the fight scenes, she went through a month of training. During the filming of Romeo Must Die, one of the notable experiences she had was collaborating with Jet Li, the renowned martial arts expert. She held immense respect for his talents and professionalism, often remarking on his exceptional abilities on set. Her observations highlighted how naturally Jet Li approached his role, contributing to the smooth progress of their scenes together. The filming, particularly the dance scene, was completed efficiently, taking just 3 days, a testament to Jet Li's skill and preparation. This dance scene, among others, stood out in the film, showcasing their strong on-screen chemistry. Later, at an MTV Movie Awards event, she humorously suggested the creation of a new award category for Best Hug and Dance Scene to honor their unique performance.
Yes.
I want to see D'Angelo perform.
Girl, I'm with you because you know he fine.
He's fun. He's hot.
Which was impactful despite the absence of a traditional romantic kiss. The bond she formed with her co-stars and the film's team made the experience even more enjoyable. She always spoke warmly about how supportive everyone was during the filming process, and she credited the people around her, including her family, for making the experience a positive one. Even as she moved into acting, her passion for music remained strong, and she was able to balance both careers without one overshadowing the other. In 2001, she took on another major acting role in the movie Queen of the Damned, where she played an ancient vampire queen. This role gave her the chance to show off more of her acting skills, and it was clear that she was becoming more confident as an actress. But she never let her love for music take a back seat. That same year in July, she released her third album, simply called Aaliyah. The album was a huge success, quickly reaching number 2 on the US charts and selling over 2 million copies worldwide. It's incredible how much she achieved in such a short amount of time. But her career and life were tragically cut short. In August of 2001, she and her team flew to the Bahamas to shoot a music video for her song Rock the Boat. They finished the video earlier than planned and decided to head back to Florida a day ahead of schedule on August 25th. This decision set off a chain of events that would lead to heartbreaking consequences. At the Marsh Harbor Airport in the Bahamas, she and her team faced delays. Their small plane arrived at around 6:15 in the evening, but the pilot, Luis Morales, expressed concern about the plane being too heavy with all the equipment and passengers. Even though there were warnings about the plane being overloaded, the flight went ahead as planned. She achieved so much, but life was about to take a sudden turn. Aaliyah was known to have a fear of flying, and on that particular day she was feeling especially anxious. She had a headache and chose to rest in the taxi on the way to the airport. Her uneasiness about flying was obvious when she told a crew member about her worries. Kingsley Russell, whose family owned the taxi service, later shared that she initially refused to board the plane. She was so nervous that she went back to the car and took a sleeping pill to help calm her nerves. As the rest of the team loaded the plane, she fell asleep in the car. Eventually, she was carried onto the plane while still asleep. The skies were clear as the plane took off around 6:45 in the evening. However, just moments after takeoff, the plane tragically crashed. It pitched forward, hitting the marshy ground near the airport, and burst into flames. The accident was devastating, and all 9 people on board, including her, lost their lives. This event shook the music and film industries deeply. She was only 22 years old, and her life and career, which seemed destined for even greater heights, ended far too soon. The crash left a lasting impact on her fans, colleagues, and all who knew her or admired her work. It was a day marked by profound loss and sorrow for the world. Looking back on her life and career, it's clear that she made an unforgettable mark. Although she was taken far too soon, her legacy continues to inspire people in both music and film. The investigation that followed the crash revealed that the plane had been overloaded by several hundred pounds, and the pilot was not qualified to fly the aircraft at the time, as he lacked the necessary training. These findings only added to the tragedy, knowing that her death could have been prevented. Even though her life was brief, her contributions to music and film are still remembered and celebrated today. She had an incredible ability to connect with her audience, whether through her unique voice or her growing talent as an actress. Her legacy serves as a reminder of her great potential and the immense impact she had on the world during her short but extraordinary career. She was found about 20 meters from where the crash happened. After they examined her, it became clear that she had suffered serious burns and a head injury. Just before the crash, her body went into shock, which made her heart very weak. The coroner said her injuries were so severe that she would not have survived even with help. Sadly, she was only 22 years old when this tragic accident occurred. People who saw the crash said that the pilot, Luis Morales, along with 2 other passengers, Barbara Anthony Dodd and the bodyguard Scott Gallion, was still alive when rescuers first arrived. Unfortunately, despite their efforts, they all died shortly after from their injuries. In the end, no one on the plane made it out alive. Her body was brought back to the United States on August 28, 2001, and taken to Newark International Airport in New Jersey. A few days later, her body was transferred to Frankie Campbell Funeral Home in Manhattan, a place known for hosting services for public figures. Her family arranged a private funeral service. filled with love and support. Her body, placed in a white casket, was transported to St. Ignatius Loyola Church in New York City for a quiet mass. The casket was carried in a beautiful glass carriage, decorated with pink and white roses, pulled by white horses. It was a touching and memorable sight for those who gathered to pay their respects. Around 800 fans and mourners gathered outside the church to say their final goodbyes to her. After the loss, her family and fans honored her in unforgettable ways. During the service, one of the most emotional moments came from her brother, Rashad. He spoke from the heart, sharing his deep sadness, but also his hope for the strength to move forward. Rashad remembered her with great love, talking about how much she meant to him and the family.
For what she did, which I think, you know, any mother would do, any parent would do.
He also asked everyone to pray for the other victims of the crash, reminding everyone that this tragedy affected many people. His words brought some comfort to those mourning, although the pain of the loss was still fresh. The crash investigation revealed some disturbing details. It turned out that the pilot, Luis Morales, had taken unnecessary risks. Not only was he unqualified to fly the plane, but he also had lied about his flying experience to get the job with Black Hawk International Airways. This was his first day flying for the company. Tests showed that he had cocaine and alcohol in his system, which only added to the danger. The plane was also overloaded by about 700 pounds, and there was one more person on board than the plane was designed to carry. Even worse, the cargo wasn't properly secured, making it harder to control the plane during the flight. All these factors combined led to the crash. Aaliyah's family later filed a lawsuit against the airline, which was settled outside of court. But even after this terrible accident, Aaliyah's name continues to be remembered and celebrated. Fans around the world still think of her as Baby Girl, or the princess of R&B. Her music continues to sell, and she is still considered a major success in the music industry. After her death, her final music video, Rock the Boat, was released, giving fans one last chance to see her perform. In fact, even after she passed away, her songs continued to climb the charts. Her single More Than a Woman became #1 in the UK, making her the first female artist who had passed away to achieve such a success. This was a big deal because it showed how much of an impact she had on music, even when she was no longer alive. Even though her life was cut short, Aaliyah touched many hearts, and her presence still feels alive in her music. Gladys Knight, a famous singer, spoke about Aaliyah's warm personality. She remembered how Aaliyah would brighten up any room with her smile and positive energy.
And we just would laugh, have a good time, and it was wonderful.
She had a special gift of making people feel comfortable and cared for. It's clear that she not only left a mark through her songs, but also through the way she treated people. As people ponder her life's journey, it becomes evident that her narrative encompasses more than just her untimely demise. Her enduring legacy manifests through the beloved songs she left behind, cherished by countless individuals. Her spirit continues to resonate in her music, carrying her warmth and positivity. Those who listen to her melodies often experience a touch of the joy and optimism she spread during her lifetime, much like she did with those who had the fortune of knowing her personally. Aaliyah's legacy lives on through her music and the love she shared. But what would her career have looked like if tragedy hadn't struck so soon? Share your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe.